live next to someone like you who needs one. Do you get that?
Ma'am, this isn't about needs. This is about the Second Amendment, which says I have a right to a weapon.
You have a right to own a musket, according to the Second Amendment.
What the is a musket gonna do today for protection? Are you serious?
You need to read the Second Amendment, understand what it means.
The national gun control debate hit a little closer to home during Glendale's annual gun show this past Saturday. Recently, the heated debate has caught fire in the wake of a number of highly publicized shootings, like the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre in Newtown, Connecticut, just days before this past Christmas. Members of the liberal Occupy Democracy Pasadena organization picketed the gun show to speak out for increased gun control measures. Measures they see as necessary in a country they feel has grown increasingly violent because of gun culture. This past Thursday night here in Pasadena, police responded to a call of shots fired in the 600 block of Mar Vista Boulevard, resulting in at least one confirmed homicide at last report. Incidents involving shooting deaths, both national and local, have caused plenty of discussions regarding increased gun control measures and their validity as an effective way to minimize violent crime.
It's important to take a step in the right direction of a sane community that is more representative of loving other people and looking after the other person than it is to go into this hyper-individuated culture where everybody has a gun and nobody has a friend and nobody has someone to look after them.
An armed society is a polite society.
Mike Alexander, president of Pasadena's chapter of the conservative Tea Party movement TPAC, says proposals of increased gun control measures are ways this country's liberals are trying to exert power over the state by taking away the people's right to defend themselves. Alexander says gun control measures have nothing to do with regulating violent crime.
Chanting the liberal line for me, so here's what, if you had the liberal that you're quoting, if I had that liberal here with a room temperature IQ and no devotion to the truth, I'd ask him, say, hey, you guys run Chicago, you guys run Detroit, you guys run the city of Los Angeles, you run the county of Los Angeles, where you can't even hardly get a concealed weapons permit in this county. How's that murder rate working out? It's not. There is no connection between restricting the supply of handguns or whatever it is that they're talking about and the elimination of crime.
In fact, many gun proponents argue that increasing gun ownership prevents crime. Gun owner John Randall said he was able to protect his family, including his elderly father, because of his gun.
Gentleman broke into the house. He's downstairs. He's rifling through stuff. I came down with my rifle, my pistol actually, and he took off. He's trying to rob the house. God knows what he's going to do. My father was 102 at the time. So what would you have me do? When seconds count, the cops are minutes away. It takes them minutes to get there. So yes, a gun did protect my family and protect my civil liberties, if you will.
We asked Patrick and Maddie Gavel-Briggs, spokesman for Occupy Democracy Pasadena, about how effective gun control measures would be with respect to criminals and their means of obtaining firearms.
Let me ask you this. If by gun control you want to regulate crime and the people who are committing crimes are criminals who didn't even get guns by what you would call the most legitimate of channels, I mean, is that really going to stop guns from getting in the wrong hands? And isn't the real people who are suffering are, in all fairness, law-abiding citizens? I mean, what do you guys think?
I think that there's always going to be the possibility that of guns getting into the wrong hands. But when you put sensible gun regulation in place, you reduce the odds of a massacre happening from an unstable person.
It's also about just the sheer number of guns that are being put into society. And I think when you start having these laws and legislation and limits, it limits the number of guns that are out there that can be free-floating, that criminals can get their hands on.
In Glendale, Paulo, Alejandria, CCN.